Well, welcome to Republic Tiger Football on Republic Tiger Sports, the Ripmo Football pregame show sponsored by Hines Street Pharmacy as the Tigers get set to take on Webb City on Webb City's homecoming night. David Brazil alongside Rich Miles as we get set for a beautiful night of football here in Webb City, and they've got it all decked out. They honored Coach John Roderick with a Coach of the Year award. One of, I wonder how many of those he has. Before the game, they crowned their homecoming queen. Now the band is playing, and always a great atmosphere here in Webb City. Rich Miles.
Yes, it is. Tradition is pretty much the best word that you can kind of describe Webb City. Looking over here at the video score, you can see all the years that they've won the state championship. That is not all obviously the years that they've been to a state championship and lost, but they're a team that's pretty consistent in the this part of the country. Most everybody's at least heard Webb City. They've got a tradition that goes way back to the 80s of just being consistently good. And it started kind of with Coach Keel that recently used to coach at University of Minnesota, then it went to Coach Thompson, and now it's handed over to Coach Roderick, and all three coaches have just had consistency that goes back to the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, no letdown. We talked a little bit, and I sort of put Dustin Baldwin in a bind on the coaches show. I said, this Webb City team might not be as good as some of the teams in the past, which, I mean, saying that it's not the best Webb City team ever is not exactly an insult, but he didn't quite want to go there. And as he pointed out, they're still scoring a lot of points and not giving up very many points, and that amounts to a good football team, and that's what we will see here tonight from Webb City. I think I told Tim Barnes before we left, we were kind of talking and standing around, and said, I feel better about this game than I would have 2 weeks ago. The two wins, not only that Republic won a couple of games, but I thought they played better in both of those games and seemed to be showing some improvement. And so, anytime you come into a game like this, if you come into a game like this and you're 1-5 or 0-6, it's hard to even get up for it. But Tigers at least have things going in the right direction, even though they will certainly have their hands full here tonight. And they are marching into the stadium down on the, I guess it would be the east end to our right. They'll come in from the locker room over at the school. And then Webb City will enter after that. All the band lined up you can see on the field, and the team will run out through them onto the field here shortly. We'll pause while we wait for all of that to happen to remind you that Hines Street Pharmacy will deliver prescriptions right to your door. Or they can often save you money compared to what you're paying at the big box pharmacy. Saw on Facebook, a lot of people in Republic just last week were talking about, somebody said, hey, I switched to Hines Street Pharmacy. It's great. Why didn't I do that before? And a bunch of other people chimed in. Great place, and Steve and his crew will get you fixed up if you do want to switch over. Hines Street Pharmacy. Experience the hometown difference. Any day is a great day to send flowers. Heaven Sent Flowers and Gifts has been your local florist in Republic since 1987, offering free local delivery. Call them at 732-1334 or go online to heavenssentflowers.com. Well, I mentioned my conversation with Dustin Baldwin earlier in the week, and let's listen to a little bit of that as we talked about what to expect out of Webb City.
What do you see out of Webb City this year as compared to previous years?
It's hard to say. You watch the film and they're just so methodical. They do things the way that they do it, and they do it at such a high level. I would say, you watch the film, you might think like, oh, well, maybe they're not quite as good, but then they score a lot of points and they don't give up very many points. So, yeah, they're pretty good. Obviously their accolades or their list is massive, and they continue to do what they're doing. And, they've beat Joplin and Carthage, probably the other two best teams in the conference. And so, I don't know. We're going to go down there and play hard and see what happens. I'm excited. Kids are excited. It's a fun atmosphere. And, we're going to give it a shot. You never know what can happen. But if you go into the game thinking it's impossible or something like that, you don't have a chance. And anybody's beatable at any time. So I think that's played out throughout the past. And we're playing good. We're playing better. And hopefully we can just continue to improve and have a chance.
Well, you look at scores, and in the last 5 years, I think one of the most surprising scores is a game Webb City won, but they beat Branson by 2, and that, to me, was a pretty surprising. As you looked at that film, what was going on there?
Well, Webb City had 22 points at halftime and didn't score in the second half, which rarely happens. They did have some fumbles. And I think if you're going to beat Webb City, you're going to need to cause or force some turnovers. And we've been good at that this year. We've forced quite a few. And so hopefully we can do that Friday night. And then we're going to have to execute and keep drives going and make some big plays offensively. And, Branson was able to do that. And there have been some others. I think, there have been some other teams that have had opportunities this year on them and haven't always done it. Phil, maybe for whatever reason. But Carthage moved the ball against them pretty well. Carthage is really good also. So our schedule's not going to get easy. The last 3 games are probably, I'd say 3 out of the 4 best teams in the conference right now. So we're excited, and like I said, for the opportunity to go down there and play in front of their fans and their atmosphere and just, get out on the field and see where we stand.
How important is it to avoid a big play or kind of a couple of bad things happening early where it snowballs on you? Is it more important there than it is in other games or not?
It's not. It's the same all the time. Look, they're going to make plays. Hopefully we make some plays. And you have to just maintain that level of consistency. Like, you cannot get down on yourself and throw in the towel, or you can't, just give up. Or, it's a peaks and valleys type of thing. You go through a game, you're not going to play. You're not going to make a great play every play. And so you got to keep coming back every play and try to stay with it for 4 quarters and see what happens at the end. It'd be nice to get into the second half with a close game and see what we can do from there. So yeah, in that regard, you can't get down early because they're probably not going to let you back in it most of the time. But we're going to play hard. We're excited. We feel like we're going to be able to do some things, and they've got some good skill guys, really good skill guys. The Henderson kid has been starting since his sophomore year. I don't know what kind of interest he's getting in the college level, but he's potentially a Division I back, so he's really good. And they've got some other guys. Gaskell, quarterback, is a receiver and safety. Quarterback's back. Kabbalah is a guy who plays corner, but they put him in and throw passes to him, and he's a junior, and he's a good athlete. And so they've got some guys, and we're going to, have to limit their big plays. Obviously, we can't give up a handful of them or we're in trouble. But they're going to make some plays, and we just have to keep plugging and make them line up again, try to tackle them, and try to get some stops or turnovers.
How's practice been this week?
It's been good. The kids are, they've acted like it's any other week. The last 2 weeks they've practiced hard and been focused, and I thought they've been that way this week. And so, they've been. Our seniors have been to Webb City. They've played in Webb City before, so in front of a varsity crowd. So, we'll see.
Good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
Sometimes you don't know you need a doctor until you need one right away. Meet the team at Cox Health Orthopedic and Sports Injury Walk-In Clinic. Our experts can treat fractures, sprains, dislocations, and other action-related injuries in all ages. Open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5:30 with no appointment needed. Call 417-875-3800 for more information.
Mid-Missouri Bank is proud to support Republic Athletics. Bank better with Mid-Missouri Bank at our Republic location or on the go with our free mobile apps and easy online banking. Even get your Tiger Athletics Mid-Missouri Bank debit card with no wait at any of our 14 locations. Mid-Missouri Bank. Live, work, play, bank. And of course, go Tigers! Mid-Missouri Bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Hey now, Cracker Jack Shack, Cracker Jack Shack, we've got your back. Hey now, Cracker Jack Shack, custom t-shirts, polos and caps. Cracker Jack Shack, we've got your back. Fleeting and stitching, hey, that's our knack. Coffee mugs, pins, frisbees and more. Cracker Jack Shack, your promotional store. Creative ideas, and that's a fact. Always on time and right on track. Cracker Jack Shack, we've got your back. Cracker Jack Shack.
When it's all about the journey, your choice is the new 2018 Chevy Equinox. And right now, Pinnaker Chevrolet has 15% off every new 2018 Chevy Equinox in stock. Or choose 0% financing for 60 months plus $500 cash back. Choose a new 2018 Chevy Equinox at Pinnaker Chevrolet and get 15% off. Explore every corner with the new 2018 Chevy Trax, priced as low as $19,540. View the selection and find new roads in Republic or online at PinnakerChevrolet.com.
Captains at midfield as we get set to decide how this game will start. Looks like Republic won the toss, and deferred, so I would assume that Webb City will get the ball first. Rich Miles, beautiful night. What do the Tigers need to do to stay in this game and have a chance? You know, a couple years ago, we were down here, and it was Journey Jones. I think it was his senior year, or was it his junior year?
I think it was his senior year.
Down here, and the Tigers shocked everybody by staying in the game, and they were in it in the fourth quarter, down by less than a touchdown, and had the ball in the fourth quarter at one point. Webb City ended up pulling it one by more than a score. Didn't end up looking as close as it was, but, you know, that was a night that Journey Jones kind of ran wild. What do the Tigers need to do to have a similar outcome or stay in this game tonight?
First of all, against a really good Webb City team is no mistakes. Webb City is a team that will make you pay on turnovers, so that's going to be the number one thing right there is offensively keep the turnovers to zero. If you give Webb City a short field, they can score so quickly. Webb City this year, they've had to work a little bit to score. Coach Baldwin brought up the Branson game, and that was a game that caught a lot of people's attention. That was a 2-point game, and Branson's defense was able to shut down Webb City the entire second half and almost scored a last-second touchdown to possibly win that game. So this Webb City team is beatable.
So the Tigers will kick it short, and it is caught on a slide just inside the 40-yard line. I thought for a second maybe the ball had gone loose, and they're going to get a flag against Republic, I think, for a hit on a fair catch. That was Tanner Rogers that made the fair catch, and I think they're going to flag Republic.
Yeah, if you saw that, it was a short kick, and most of the Webb City guys were retreating back, not realizing that it was kind of a rainbow-style kick. High up in there, but didn't go that far.
I don't know what the delay is. Now they're going to mark it off. Took them a while. It was a pretty clear-cut case. I don't know what the discussion was. Either they did or they didn't hit him, but.
And this is what I was just alluding to just a moment ago. We can't have turnovers and I was going to say mistakes too. And this right here, right off the bat, you give a Webb City team a short field.
You mentioned the turnovers, and I think that is probably a key for Republic. They've been a pretty good turnover team as far as causing turnovers, and Webb City hasn't been that good this year. They've fumbled the ball 5 times, only recovered one opponent's fumble. But here on first down, they get around the end and all the way down inside the 10, well, just outside the 10 before being knocked out of bounds.
That was by Logan Watson, I think.
Yep, and Kabbalah take it took it around the end, and Watson knocked him out. So
Fast
start for Webb City.
Yeah, just kind of a end around play, guy in motion. Cade there for Webb City, the QB, just timed it perfectly, handed off to the guy going in motion on the run, was able to get on the edge there.
They run the option going left and seal off the outside. Jackson Drennan tried to get to the outside, and he was sealed off, and that was easy right around the end. 2 plays, and Weathers scores the touchdown. So it's 6-0 Webb City.
And that's what Webb City has done for over 20 years. They're a team that is very option heavy, so they're going to see a heavy dose of different types of option play tonight.
Extra point is up and good. And it's a quick 7-0 lead for Webb City. That took 14 seconds. Not good. It seems like the kickoff should take 14 seconds.
Right.
And they already ran 2 plays and ran it in. Whether you're looking to buy or sell a home in Republic, you want someone who knows this market and who also knows marketing. You want the team at Sue Carter Real Estate Group. Sue's been helping families with their real estate needs here in Republic for 15 years, and she has assembled Republic's biggest and best team of real estate professionals. They're innovative, hardworking, and committed to helping you. Whether you're buying or selling, put them on your team, the Sue Carter Real Estate Group. It's about home. So the Tigers will try to respond. See if Cam Flood can catch lightning in a bottle here. Takes it about the 7-yard line. Out past the 25 before being dragged down around the 27.
Sam Thomas on the tackle.
This here is on the offense side. We just got to do what we do best, kind of control it, no turnovers. If we can kind of, what we did the past 2 games where offense was pretty much mistake-free against Willard and against Ozark. So this is what it's going to have to be against this very tough Webb City defense.
And they give it to Sigmund. Picks his way out to about the 30 on first down. Gain of about 3. Second down and 7 coming up for the Tigers.
I think that tackle by Trenton Thompson there for Webb City. Number 99, one of the D linemen there.
Second down and 7 from the 30.
Out of the shotgun, they've got Wallace in the backfield. Flood on the near side, trips to the right. They fake it to Wallace. They're going to go up top. They've got a man open.
Wow.
And Jaden Duvall is going to take it to the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown Republic. And just like that, the Tigers score in 2 plays. And we are off to the races. 7-6, Webb City leads.
Hey, this Webb City defense has been scored on more than usual this season, so it doesn't surprise me one bit. We've had some big plays against several teams this year, so what a great way to answer that quick touchdown.
And it's always been Flood when they've gone deep, but that time they found Duvall and he waltzed into the end zone. Andrew flipping on to kick it, and it's blocked. So Webb City will maintain a 1-point lead, 7-6. But good to see the Tigers answer quickly. Hetty Barbecue Company is home to great barbecue, including the famous Pig Nasty Sandwich. They're also home to the Mid-Missouri Bank Retmo Football Show every Wednesday night. Go in and check them out or call them for takeout at 732-4BBQ. State Farm Insurance is there anytime, anywhere you need it with helpful advice and award-winning service. In Republic, call Chris Yoakum at 732-1463. or go online at chrisyoakum.com and get to a better state. Whether you have a hole in your roof or you're missing a single shingle, you know who to call in Republic. It's Mike Mansker and the team at Absolute Roofing. Give them a call at 869-0444 or find them online at absoluteroofers.com. Well, one of these defenses is going to hold eventually. Let's see what happens here with a kickoff by Drew Flippin.
I'm going to see if Drew Flippin does another really high but short kick here, or if they maybe try to make him kick a little bit deeper.
He's going to kick it down to about the 25.
That's a live ball.
Through the hands and jumped on down there inside the 20. Republic says they've got it, but now it's going to point. Sigmund was down there.
Yeah, Riley Sigmund was down there quick. He was sprint down there, and he almost got that.
But it was kicked to, guys, I got to tell you, this is the smallest type I've ever seen on rosters in my life. Let's turn the lights on. Maybe that'll help. Oh, yeah, that's better. Devin Weathers. It was going to be a long night if we didn't have lights in here. So Webb City's going to pass, flushed out of the pocket. They throw it out in the flat over on the far side. Duval makes the tackle. Short of the first down, but a good gain on first down. And that was Jacob Monroe who made the catch.
Right, and on that play, Connor Vizio was able to break through Webb City's offensive line, forcing the QB to get flushed out there. If we can get Connor and some of the other interior D linemen to put more pressure on that QB, that'll kind of disrupt his night, make him throw some bad passes.
Second down and 2 coming up for Webb City. Going to hand it off, and not a lot of running room. Near a first down still, as they gave it to Devin Weathers. 6'1", 175. And Peltz makes the tackle. Weathers came in with 490 rushing yards, averaging 7.1 a carry. And they stopped him short. So good play by Peltz, 3rd and 1. Big play here for the Tiger defense. Weathers again, hurdles over the line and takes it across the 30 for a first down. So didn't get a lot, but got what he needed.
That's good for Cardinal.
Right, that was just a straight counter play. That is where the tailback and fullback, they fake left, but then came back to the right. Was able to get just enough for that first down.
First and 10, 9:24 left in the first quarter. It's 7-6 Webb City. They fake the pass, and Duval comes up and makes the hit. Still a gain of about 3 or 4 on first down for the quarterback, Cade Beeson. Beeson 6'2", 205, a junior. Second and 7 coming up for Webb City. And Beeson keeps it again, and that time picks up a big chunk of yardage and moves the chains. First down.
At that time, Webb City went back to the option. QB pulled the ball out of the belly of the tailback there and kept the ball for himself, was able to follow the backer that he had faked it to, using him as a blocker, and was able to pick up the first down.
Beeson averaging nearly 8 yards a carry when he does keep it, and that time that's about what he got. So first and 10 outside the 40 of Webb City. Beeson looking to throw, and now he's going to keep it. Tucks it under his shoulder, is hit and dropped. I think the initial hit was made by Nolan White, and Vizio was in there as well.
Yeah, and Connor Vizio did a pretty good job considering, if you look at his jersey, he was being held by the offensive lineman that was on him. He was able to kind of rip out of the hold that offensive line had him, help clean up the tackle there.
So second down, about 5 coming up for Webb City, just short of midfield. And good surge by the defensive line, and then the linebackers came in and cleaned it up. Thomasoff is in there, so is Peltz. White was in there as well. Vizio got a piece of it. Gain of 3. That was a good second effort to even get 3 yards on that.
Yes, it was. And so far on this drive, our defense is doing a great job of just creating a giant pile, not allowing any running lanes.
Haven't really tried to get to the outside on this drive, and Beeson's going to keep it. He is met, and I think he got with the second effort, got to the first down marker. Watson came up and met him, but I think he was a little too late. White had a hold of his legs, and then Watson tried to stop him. No, he stopped him short. So 4th and 1, big play here.
Right.
Defense looks really physical to me tonight.
They are. They're getting after Webb City. They're making Webb City work on it. Right here, you want to make sure that QB doesn't do a hard count and try to draw them off sides.
Well, they get the push they need. They didn't get, well, no, I don't know if he did. I don't know where the forward progress is going to be. Yeah, they are going to say. Dustin Baldwin's not happy over on the far sideline. Shakes his head, waves his hand, and walks the other way. Didn't like the spot.
That, and from my point of view up here, I think the left guard may have moved before the snap, too.
That would make a coach angry. But 1st and 10 for Webb City. On the move into Tiger territory. On about the 47. Fake the handoff. There's another hold they got away with. A little throw out in the flat, and they're going to go all the way for the touchdown. There goes Henderson, the 6'1", 185 running back around the end.
May be coming back.
Yeah, it was. They did catch the hold.
That was a hold, and that was more of not just grabbing a jersey, but a hold where it's considered offensive lineman tackles a D lineman. Essentially just kind of tackles him as if he was a ball carrier and taking him to the ground.
Yeah, when I'm looking through binoculars and I see it, it's usually pretty obvious. So, yep. And that's not one of those where you're like, well, that's a shame because that takes away a touchdown. I mean, the only reason he got to the outside there and they completed that pass is because of the hold. So, well, that marches them way back. 18 yards, I think. Yeah, so an 18-yard penalty brings up 1st and 28. And they get in the backfield and get the stop.
That was Tyler Thomasoff came flying in there. That was going to be an option play. And if you see on the replay, Tyler just comes flying in untouched. Does a great job of wrapping up the QB.
Got in there before Beeson was able to get rid of it. And Webb City going backwards, 2nd down and 30. I'm not saying it couldn't have happened, but I don't remember Republic ever having Webb City in a 2nd and 30 since we've been doing this. I'll tell you that much. And almost picked off. The ball was tipped at the line. I don't know who got the hand on it. And then Watson overran it a little bit. Intended for Kabbalah.
Now, it looked like that was just going to be a slant pass, and the QB threw it behind his receiver instead of leading him.
I think a lineman got a hand on it. Yeah, I think somebody stuck a hand up there. It might have been Gold, but 3rd and 30. And this is a good defensive Republic team. So not a complete fluke that Webb City hasn't just moved the ball. They've got their big plays, and big plays are going to be a key here, avoiding them. They pitch it, come to the outside. One man misses, but then there to clean it up is the linebacker, Evan Smith.
Yep, Evan Smith came in. He didn't have anywhere to go. It was a option play that started off as a really quick pitch. Pitchman had nowhere to go.
So brings up 4th and 30. Webb City will kick it away, leading 7-6 with 4:52 left to go in the first quarter. High spiraling kick taken at the 17-yard line, and Cam Flood is snowed under by 3 light blue jerseys. Nowhere to go for Cam Flood. The Tigers will take over with a chance to take the lead, trailing 7-6. When you need a plumber, you usually need one fast, but you also want one who will do the job right. In the Republic area, that's Far Better Plumbing. Whether it's residential, commercial, or you need excavation, call Far Better and let them take away the stress of your plumbing problem. Call them at 864-8703 or find them online at farbetterplumbing.com. All right, let's see what the Tigers can do here. They take over with 4:32 left in the first quarter. Wallace goes into the backfield next to Lucas Hayes. And Wallace takes the handoff, tries to pick his way to the outside, gains maybe 1 on first down. And before I forget about it, how about that throw by Lucas Hayes on the touchdown to Jaden Duvall? Hit him in stride.
Hit him in stride.
Throw.
You're exactly right. Offensive line's going to have to do a little bit better job on getting a push on Webb City's D-line if they want the running game to really be something.
They're going to throw it again. Hayes gets out of the pocket, and it is
underthrew
kind of a lame duck. It's tipped, almost intercepted, and Duvall almost came up and caught the tip.
Yeah,
that was
just
not a good throw.
Just the way it came out of his hand, I don't know if that just slipped. His grip slipped at the last second, but, I mean, he reared back to just launch that, and when it just came out of his hand, it was the duck.
Yep. Cale McAllister was the defender. He came up and tried to intercept it. It deflected off of him and almost ended up being a great catch by Jaden Duvall. Wallace goes in motion. 3rd and 10 for the Tigers. Quick throw out to Wallace in the flat. He's got a first down up the sideline outside the 40. So a little pitch and catch to the far side. And look at that, a first down for the Tigers.
This is obviously something that the coaching staff has seen on video, that maybe Webb City's pass defense is the weak spot here.
So 1st and 10 from the 41. Empty backfield. Trips to the left. Now Wallace goes into the backfield. They fake it. Hayes is going to throw it. He's under pressure. Gets away from one man. Throws it over here to Flood. Flood goes between defenders. Spins down into Webb City territory to the 45. And the Tigers on the move. Trailing by 1 with 3:27 left in the first quarter.
Another first down here. Back-to-back first downs on pass plays. Great job by the offensive line on their blocking.
Yeah,
Hayes had to scramble a little bit, but he had tons of time back there to pick an open receiver and found Cam Flood down here on the bottom side of the field close to us.
Hand off to Wallace, and nowhere to go. Doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. I think it's going to be a loss of 1 and bring up 2nd down and 11.
Thompson on the tackle.
3:03 left in the first quarter. 7-6. Webb City with a 1-point lead. Sigmund and Flood on the near side. Rackley and Duvall on the far side. Straight drop over the middle. Almost picked off. Went through a couple of Webb City defenders' hands. And that is going to bring up 3rd and long for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was intended for Jaden Duvall there, right over the middle there. He had Lucas had a little bit of pressure coming off to his right there. I don't know if he had to maybe get rid of the ball a little bit quicker than what he was hoping for.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Take the handoff to Sigmund, throw it over the middle to Wallace, and it's off the hands of Wallace and picked off. Interception by Webb City. And who was it that made the catch? It was Cade Hicks. Wallace kind of bobbled it, and Hicks just sort of grabbed the ball off of Wallace's hands.
Yeah, and he bobbled it a few times before he got the ball under control.
Webb City gets it back. And they'll try to go forward this time instead of backwards. 2:34 left in the first quarter. 7-6 Webb City lead. Roll out play. Jordan Gold gives pursuit, and Beeson gets to the outside before being ushered out of bounds over here on the near side, but first down yardage. Gain of about 12 or 13 yards on first down. Evan Smith got him out.
First down for the 37-yard line.
And that right there, we're talking about earlier, turnovers is something that we got to limit here because Webb City is notorious for making teams pay for turnovers. Oh, left guard moved. I think he was the one that I saw earlier that didn't get called for moving before the snap also.
So far in this game, you talked about avoiding mistakes. It's Webb City making the mistakes more than Republic, and that's a good recipe for staying in a game down here at Webb City.
False start penalty against the Cardinals.
Start to see more high school referees all mic'd up now.
Yeah, this one is not enthusiastic, but the microphone gets the job done. He's a very matter-of-fact keeper by Beeson, and he's got running room. He's into the secondary, past the secondary, and there he goes. And that time it was the Tigers who made the mistake. I think they thought he'd handed it off and didn't stay with him.
Yeah, it was just an option play, and again, that had burnt us earlier. Defense sucking in on the back. The QB fakes it. Last second, he's reading the defensive line, see what they do. If they crash down on the back, then he pulls the ball out of the belly and keeps it himself and just goes right up the middle.
So 13-7, and now make it 14-7.
6.
14-6, yeah. As Webb City takes an 8-point lead on that touchdown run. Every insurance company hopes you drive safely, but Allstate actually helps you drive safely with DriveWise. It lets you know when you go too fast and brake too hard with feedback to help you drive safer, giving you the power to actually lower your cost. Contact Republic agent Jesse Pritchett to learn more. That's Allstate agent Jesse Pritchett in Republic.
50 yards. Kay Beeson, 42 yards. Touchdown run.
Destiny Church wants to create a revolution through serving, and part of that is recognizing student athletes who are getting out in the community and making a difference. It's a feature called Servolution in Republic Tiger Sports Magazine. If you know a student athlete who's making a difference in the community by volunteering, email me, david@republictigersports.com, and let me know about them, and maybe they'll be featured in the next issue. So 14-6, Webb City takes the lead. They'll kick it off, and Flood will come up and nope, it's going to be taken by the up man. And
Keep
a good
going.
return all the way out past the 35. And I can't even see who it is. Is that 6? That's
Yep.
Drennan. Yeah, Jackson Drennan.
Drennan did a great job of just kind of following his blockers. He was just right in the middle of a big pile of white and blue jerseys, and I just don't think too many Webb City guys really knew where the ball carrier had went once he kind of got in that big mass, and he was one guy away from possibly running that back, possibly for a touchdown.
So Rackley is going to go out wide to the far side. Flood is over here on the near side. They've got 3 receivers stacked over on the right. Now Flood's going to join them in the backfield. I haven't seen this one. They're going to fake the handoff to Flood, and Hayes is going to keep it. Takes it out near the big Cardinal logo at midfield, just short of the 50-yard line, out to the 46, and a good gain. That was, I don't think we've seen that before this year, have we?
I cannot remember seeing that. I like that, though, throwing in a wrinkle there. That was a formation that we'd never seen, and Cam Flood lining up in the backfield, and I think it kind of made the Webb City defense kind of scratch their heads just for a second there, trying to figure out what Republic was going to do.
Yeah, you know the defense was thinking, well, they're going to give it to Flood if he's back there, but they make up for it there as they hit Republic for a loss. Gave it to Wallace, and he had nowhere to go, and lost about 5 yards. So instead of 3rd and short, It's back to about 3rd and 6 for Republic.
This first quarter here, the running game just hasn't been there so far yet for Republic. Most of it has been either Lucas Hayes keeping the ball or him passing it.
4 wide receivers. Wallace in the backfield. Bleachers shaking as the fans are stomping. And it's caught on the fingertips. Touchdown, Republic, Jackson Drennan. What a catch by Jackson Drennan as he reached out and caught it on the fingertips, and there's a flag. Oh
no.
Watch the catch, though, by Drennan. Reaches out and pulls it in, and it is.
They're going to say a man downfield, a lineman downfield. I think that's what he's signaled down there. Oh, my gosh.
Is not happy with his team, and not unhappy with the call, but unhappy that happened, because that's a very avoidable penalty, and that's a killer. That was a great throw and catch by Drennan, from Hayes to Drennan, and it comes back for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was just a mirror image of the first touchdown hitting Duval. Jeez.
56 seconds left in the first quarter, and the Tigers will try it again. 3rd and 10 now. Fake the handoff to Sigmund. Hayes is going to throw. Another penalty. They throw it to Wallace on a little screen. He's going to be brought down with an ankle tackle. And I don't think the penalty is going to be accepted. It's probably against Republic based on where it is on the field. Yep. So that'll be declined because it'll be 4th down, and the Tigers will have to punt it away. Tigers had a chance to, well, he had it, if not for the penalty, had it cut to 2 and would have gone probably for 2, you assume, and tried to tie it up.
Wow, that referee is the most
laid back, very laid back.
The most Eeyore person I have ever heard.
So Republic's Logan Watson will come out and have to kick it away. Tigers have shown they can move the ball through the air on this Webb City defense, and the defense has shown that aside from the big plays, they've been able to stop Webb City at times. So not a completely lopsided game. Kick is taken on the run. The coverage overran, but they're going to get in there and make the stop. Weathers had the ball and couldn't get away from the coverage. Riley Narber among the players in there to bring him down. And so Webb City takes over with 38 seconds left to go in the first, leading 14-6. Well, the thing about that penalty is illegal man downfield is such – it's not like holding where you're trying to do something useful and you just got to hold to keep the tackle for being made. Illegal man downfield is just you're not gaining anything really from it. Pass play and dropped. Intended over the middle to Gary Clinton, and it was thrown too low. Tight end couldn't bring it in. 2nd down and 10.
Again here, if the defense can hold tight.
2nd down and 10 from the 35.
Nice to be able to keep this score as it is to end the first quarter.
Good stop by the defense. Gold was in there.
Weathers on the carry.
And so was Thomasoff to make the stop. Weathers had nowhere to go. Down to 20 seconds left in the first quarter. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 9 for Webb City.
I don't know if they'll just let the clock run out with only 7 seconds left. Looks like it. So that will be the end of the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter. Your score, Cardinals 14, Tigers 6. Fans, at this time, to the video board for your varsity cheerleader.
Hey Cardinal fans, we are your Webb City varsity cheer captains, and here is the rest of our squad.
Well, Farmers Insurance has been providing quality, affordable insurance since 1928. In Republic, Farmers agent Nathan Dixon has a game plan for all your insurance needs. And teachers ask about Farmers Education Discount. That's Farmers agent Nathan Dixon in Republic. Call him at 732-2900. It's easier than ever to get your Rocco's Pizza fix. Place your order on their website at roccositaliankitchen.net or call them with one tap inside the Republic Tiger Sports mobile app. And don't forget dessert, because now Rocco's is serving homemade ice cream prepared right on site. Rocco's Italian Kitchen. Pizza, pasta, perfection. Southern Sun Electric's a proud sponsor of the Classroom Spotlight, and they encourage all student athletes not to settle for just good enough on the field, on the court, or in the classroom. Keep pushing yourself to higher levels and go Retmo from Southern Sun Electric. They're going to pass it up top, and it is overthrown, intended over on the far side for Gaskell. And it'll bring up fourth down, and Webb City will have to punt it away. Tigers hanging in there, 14-6, trailing here in the second quarter.
Yeah, excluding the Joplin game, defense has done a tremendous job this year. Making, I don't know how many punts that our defense has forced our opponents throughout the year.
So the kick is away and taken at about the 20 by Flood. Gets away from a couple of tacklers and then is sandwiched between two more at about the 35. So good return by Flood. And the Tigers will take over on around the 35-yard line with 11:45 left to go in the second quarter, trailing 14-6.
Well, is this they haven't Webb City's defense hasn't done too well against our pass offense, so I'd be kind of surprised if Coach Baldwin got away from that here in the second quarter.
Four wide receivers. They give it to Wallace, and he bounces it to the outside, and still on his feet, has a first down, and finally wrestled down outside the 45 at about the 46-yard line. Good second effort by Lewis Wallace. And that's the first time we've really had a good chunky yardage picked up by him that I can remember tonight.
Yeah, the first quarter they kind of shut down. Webb City's defense has shut down Republic's running game there, so great job there for Lewis Wallace picking up the first down on the first play here in the second quarter.
Over the middle on a slant to Duval, who's got it. Another first down inside the 40-yard line. Big opening in the middle for Duval, and he caught it on the run, and Hayes hit him on the run. Hayes is a different player the last 2 weeks. The Willard game, he was better, but not to the level he's been the last couple of games.
No, you're exactly right. The slant play has definitely been down there, and he's hit two deep passes, his receiver in stride. That one didn't go so hot. You had a couple of Webb City D linemen just blowing right through there. I don't know if there's a stunt or a blitz, that case be, but one of the Webb City linebackers, too, got in the backfield and just shut that play down. Loss of about 3 yards there.
So 2nd and 13. In motion goes Duval. Fake the handoff to him, and now Hayes is going to come this way. And now he's chased back the other way, gets away from a man, and then finally throws it out of bounds. Good effort to get away, first of all, and then good presence of mind to just throw it away under pressure.
Yeah, there is a flag here, close to us, near the 40-yard line.
Not really close to us. That would be quite an arm on the official. We're way up here, Rich, but I know what you mean.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I looked away.
Illegal procedure.
That was a late.
Very late.
Never seen illegal procedure thrown at the end of the play. I guess we didn't notice it. So going the wrong direction.
I did not hear Eeyore down there.
Declined.
Makes sense. So 3rd and 13. They just want the down. Tigers have had success. I mean, a 13-yard gain last year, 3rd and 13 at Webb City would have just been a death notice. 3rd and 13 here doesn't feel hopeless. Fake a handoff. Hayes is going to keep it and try to run to the outside. He's not going to get there. That almost looked like it was designed to be a running play.
But Republic brings out their punt team. Hopefully maybe we can kind of get a high arcing kick. Pin Webb City's offense deep here. Great if we kick it and kind of make it roll inside the 10-yard line.
If you've got a fake kick, this would be the time to use it.
That's true. Not a bad spot on the field. Kabala is back deep. Watson kicks it away. Line drive kick. It's going to bounce all the way in the end zone. Well, that's the second best thing that could happen. No return, but they don't pin him deep. So 14-6, Webb City with the lead. There are 9 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Vision Health Eye Center, outstanding eye care, exceptional eyewear. From glasses, prescriptions, and contact lens fittings to emergency eye care, they help your family see, feel, and look better than they ever have before. Check them out online at visionhealtheyecenter.com. See if Webb City can get things going. They're going to throw it deep, and they got a man, and he's going to go. Kabala up the sideline, got a step on Logan Watson, and takes it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. And so with 9:27 remaining in the first half, Webb City extends its lead to 20-6. Kabala just too quick up the far sideline. There he went.
That and Webb City's QB, Cade Beatson, just put that ball only where his receiver could catch it, hit him in stride. Those are the big plays that you can't give up, obviously, in any game.
Extra point is up and good. And that makes the score 21-6 Webb City with 9:27 remaining. And that's a big turnaround from a chance a few plays ago to tie it. And the penalty brought it back, and then they give up the big play going the other direction.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Huge point swing there and momentum swing.
Webb City's scoring drives have averaged 14 seconds. It's not really a drive.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if if their broadcaster has a sponsored drive of the game like we do. Be the world's shortest spot. A lot of slow motion replays. 21-6, Webb City with the lead. And they'll kick it away. Tigers could use a big return here to turn the momentum back their way.
That'd be great. We've seen it multiple times last year and this year. That's how we opened up the Joplin game with Cam Flood running it back.
Flood is going to step in the end zone. They're going to have him take it out. And he's got room and then tripped up as he came out across near the 25. And that's where they're going to spot the ball. I thought he was going to break loose there for a second. Couldn't quite get past that last tackler.
Yeah, he had a hold there, and just as quick as it opened up, it slammed down. But our offense has been able to move the ball on this Webb City defense, so hopefully this could be a drive here to kind of close this gap up with 9 minutes, 22 seconds left before halftime.
Rackley comes over here to the near side. Flood goes to the far sideline over there with Duvall and Sigmund. Trips to the right. Wallace in the backfield. They hand it to Wallace. Bounces it to the near side. Not much room. Tried to run over here behind Jason Wright, the offensive lineman, making his second start of the season. Jason Wright, one of the players that will be featured in the upcoming Republic Tiger Sports magazine. Did a little feature on some kids that don't necessarily get a lot of playing time, but are out there as seniors going to two-a-days and practices and doing everything else and sticking with it. And in his case, paid off with a start last week and now out there again this week. Hayes is going to keep it after faking the handoff, takes it out past the 30, and it'll be third down and about 5 for Republic. 8:36 left in the first half.
Well, we've had back-to-back running plays. Wonder if Coach Baldwin will try to hit maybe Duval on a quick slant route. The middle's wide open.
Not a quick slant. They throw it in the flat. And a nice leaping catch by Cam Flood for first down yardage. Thrown a little bit high, but Flood went up and got it. He's got those long arms. Took a little time to develop. And they had Sigmund cutting across the middle. And he was open as well. Fake the handoff to Wallace, and now Hayes cocked his arm like he was going to throw and then decided to run it. Gained about 2 yards on first down, second down and 8. Gaskell with a stop. 7:49 left in the first half.
So far this first half, the Republic offensive line has done a tremendous job pass blocking. Lucas has had a lot of opportunities to kind of run around and look for different receivers.
Now they've got the two-back set that they had gone to with such success, and they bobble it on the exchange. And just lost concentration, I think, that time. And the ball popped out of Lucas Hayes' hand. You can see as he goes to make the exchange on this, ball's going to come loose.
That and Webb City will bring their two linebackers on a blitz.
Yeah. And that's a combination that's almost disastrous because you have that little bobble and then the linebackers are in there so quick. Third down and 11 for Republic. Trying to keep this drive going. Pump fakes one way. Under pressure, throws it, and it is knocked away, intended for Duval. Good coverage down there by Tanner Rogers, the junior. And it's fourth down. The Tigers will have to kick it away, trailing 21-6 with 6:51 left in the second quarter.
Here it would be nice to have a punt that would kind of maybe land end over end, get a nice little roll.
Snap is good. Watson gets it off, and it is kind of a wobbly kick and a fair catch taken at about the 32. Rogers very casual on that fair catch. You could tell he was not worried about dropping it. He just kind of steps back, waves his hand, casually reaches up and grabs it out of the air. Like, hey, I got this. No problem. I'm just going to call this fair catch now. Tiger defense needs a stop to keep this, really to keep it in reach going into the second half. If they could get a stop and have it be a two-score game, they get the ball to start the second half. And up over the top goes Beeson, hurdled over a couple of men. That time the defense created the pile like you like to talk about, but he just jumped over it.
Yeah, again, Webb City, just an option play. QB faked it to the back, pulled it out, kept it himself. And like I said, kind of leaped over, and I think that's the third time I've seen a Webb City ball carrier. I think 3 different ball carriers now for Webb City has leaped over a defender.
Yep, Peltz ended up making the tackle. They throw it over in the flat to the far side, and running room on the outside between defenders. Vizio finally brings down the receiver, Trayton Simmons, 5'11", 170, a senior. And that's first down yardage for the Cardinals.
Hey, that is some hustle by a D lineman right there. Yeah. When Vizio's the one who's essentially on, helping with the tackle on a pass play, that is a D lineman that's not giving up. He's not only trying to, sack the QB, but once the ball's up in the air, he's retreating and going back and trying to make that tackle on a receiver.
5:52 left in the half. First and 10 Cardinals. Handoff, and Watson comes up and makes the hit on Duran Henderson, senior running back. Good gain on first down for Webb City, and it's another first down. Didn't think he'd gone that far, but he had.
Yeah, Webb City's offensive line on the left side was able to seal off our D end over here, creating a pretty big, wide running lane for Webb City's back.
Throw it up top again. They got a man open and overthrew him. Intended in the end zone for Trayton Simmons. He got past the secondary again, but couldn't make a connection.
Yeah, I think it was Jacob Code out there was one of the defenders on that Webb City receiver.
Split between defenders and got free, but couldn't complete it. 2nd and 10. Option. They pitch it to the outside and right down the sideline and into the end zone goes Mason McClintock, 5'11", 165, sophomore, and that was some good speed. I mean, he took the ball and just zipped through the defense after he took the pitch. And good upfield block there. You can see sealing off the running lane.
Defense did a good job of coming up on the QB and making him pitch it, but there wasn't anybody out there to get the pitch man.
So 28-6, just like that. And what looked like it might be a pretty good game has turned lopsided in a hurry. Tigers need to turn it around here with 5:06 left. There's still time to get a score, get a stop. And like I said, if you're down by 2 scores, not a good situation to be down by 2 scores in Webb City, but at least you've got an opportunity getting the ball in the second half. So this is a big drive for the Tiger offense.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see the offense have a little success here. They had 2 back-to-back drives there where they're able to move the ball. But the last couple haven't been very successful. Resulted in Republic punts.
So Webb City has it teed up. Grant Burkett will kick it off here for the Cardinals, leading 28-6. High end over end kick taken at the goal line, dropped at the goal line, and picked back up by Flood, and runs into the pile and just like he ran into a brick wall. He's hit the pile and fell over backwards. Just short of the 20, out to about the 19, and that's where the Tigers will start this drive. 5:01 left in the first half. Hayes runs in the play. Wallace in the backfield. Sigmund over there with Duval and Flood on the right side. Rackley on the near side. Wallace is going to run the ball, and he coughs it up, and Webb City jumps on it. So the Cardinals get it back, and it's recovered by Trenton Thompson, the defensive lineman. And so there's only the 2nd fumble recovery of the year for Webb City, and it comes at an inopportune time, giving the Cardinals a chance to build on a 28-6 lead with 4:53 left in the second quarter.
It wouldn't surprise me right here if Webb City tries to, their first play here, go directly for the end zone. A lot of teams will try to do a big play right after they are able to get a turnover.
And all their plays have been big plays tonight. If they either get stuffed at the line of scrimmage or they go for like 40 yards. They are going to go for it, and they overthrew it. Rich Miles, you're a genius. I mean, I knew that before.
Oh, thank you.
But
Powerball is pretty big, Rich.
We're stopping. Maybe we'll stop on the way home.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. 4:47 left in the second quarter. While I'm thinking of it, congratulations to our colleague, Zach White, who is getting married this weekend. He's not with us. I don't know why he thought he couldn't do a game the night before his wedding, but some people, I don't understand priorities. And that's going to be another touchdown.
And that was
Durant Anderson just ran through the gap.
It was a counter play.
Yep.
Fullback and tailback step left, and then the tailback comes back to the right, and he just ran right where the right guard was, straight up the middle for a touchdown.
So it is 34-6. That happened in a hurry.
Yes, it did.
I had that little excitement in my voice just a few minutes ago. 35-6, which is the extra point is good. And now the Tigers really need a score. Down 35-6 at half. This is not, well, you could correct me if I've got my rose-colored glasses on, but this is not it doesn't feel like a 34-6 game. It doesn't feel that lopsided. I mean, there's been large stretches of this game where the Tigers have actually played well. And to me, a 34-6 game just seems like it's, a Class 6 against a Class 1 scoring as fast as they can. It's just that the Webb City scored so quickly.
Yeah, I concur.
All right. We're all geniuses here tonight. I think we can agree with that.
I concur.
Matty Hall over there running the camera. Also a genius.
One thing Webb City's failing is the scoreboard. They've got one at 35 and one at 34. So
not a genius.
They're not up to 100% tonight.
Well, yeah, the good scoreboard says 34-6. I think you've got to accept that one if it doesn't change within like 2 minutes. Flood with the return out to about the 20. 4:34 left. So Tigers will try to get something going here offensively.
And right now, if you're just trying to accomplish the little things right now, is get positive yards on every single play and try to pick up a first down here.
Wallace in the backfield. Fake it to him. Hayes is going to be flushed out of the pocket and tackled inside the 10-yard line. Ball came loose. I don't know if they're going to count that as a fumble or not, but Hayden Moody ended up jumping on it, and the Tigers going the wrong way. So where Republic looked, I thought they looked pretty sharp the first 3-4 series, other than the big plays defensively. Offensively, they have not looked sharp these last 4 or 5 drives. And I don't know if that's Webb City making adjustments or if that's Republic guys not making their assignments. Hayes keeps it, takes it out to about the 14-yard line. Going to be third down and long. Third and about 16.
With it being 3rd and 16, most teams would try to pass it here, but awfully wary with it being deep in our own territory here. Or if Coach Baldwin will just try to keep the ball on the ground.
I don't think you can do that. Webb City scoring so quickly. I think you got to go for the first down. Is that nope? Intended for Sigmund. Knocked down. No pass interference flag flies in. And now Republic will have to punt it away with 3:07 left to go in the first half. Since 1986, Yoakum Automotive has been the hometown auto repair shop you can trust. And with their new customer communication system, their mechanics will show you exactly what's wrong with your car and let you sign off before the repairs are made. That means you get back on the road even faster. Schedule an appointment online at yoakumautomotive.com.
And the ball goes out of the back of the end zone.
So bad snap on the punt. And things go from bad to worse for the Tigers. Now it's 37-6. And now that safety woke up the scoreboard operator, and they've updated the scoreboard. So I guess we're going to stick with the official 37-6. And now Republic will have to free kick it away to Webb City. That did not take long.
No, it didn't.
Rich Miles, didn't they institute a penalty for hurdling a year or two ago because we lost a touchdown? I think it was Cam Flood. He hurdled someone, and they said you can't do that. And Webb City's jumped, 3 times tonight. And so I wonder if there's a difference between jumping and hurdling. And I don't know. I just wonder that. Do they go to class to teach the referees the difference between jumping and hurdling? Is there a leg level that once it goes above, that's the penalty?
Yeah, we're
just
Miles.
curious.
Yeah,
you're the
genius.
expert.
You're the genius in here.
Well, jumping is more straight up. Hurdling is jumping forward.
I don't want a PE lesson. This is not asking you to be a PE teacher. I want a rules interpretation. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I thought the same thing, though, Tim. I know that has been a rule, but I didn't say anything because I thought, well, maybe they've changed the rule. I didn't catch that rule change. But they have definitely, in some manner, horizontally cleared a defender.
Right.
Yes, 3 times.
I think that was Austin O'Hara that came up and was able to make that tackle there.
So 3 minutes exactly left in the half. Webb City leading 37-6.
And I want to talk about that touchdown that was called back too. We'll get to that in a little bit later. I have a question about that as well.
Wow, this is quiz show.
I've been pondering tonight.
Well, good play defensively, and Tomasoff was back there.
Yeah, Tyler was definitely back in there. He was got Beeson there, flustered. It was a fake to the right. He was going to try to boot out to his left, but realized he had a couple of white jerseys in his face. Realizing he was not going to be able to pass it, and just tuck the ball. And Tomasoff, along with a couple other white jerseys, were able to take him down.
I think Nolan White ended up getting credit for the tackle. Tomasoff was back there, and then Jordan Gold actually got a lick in, too, from behind. Sturdivant checks in for the Tiger defense. And not much running room there on second down. So it'll be third and about 10 coming up for Webb City. This looks more like the first couple of drives where the Tiger defense held. The thing is, Webb City's got so much speed that if they can spread things a little bit and get some spacing, that they can just gain so much ground that the Tigers having a hard time. This isn't a slow Tiger defense, but having a hard time keeping up. Pitch it, and there's an opening, and nice move getting to the outside, down inside the 35-yard line. Is that where they're going to mark it? Yep, first down.
Again, our defense has done a really good job of coming up and getting in the QB's face on the option. But once he pitches it, there's no one out there then to pick up the second guy.
Yep. Parks had that carry on the pitch. First and 10 from the 35-yard line for Webb City. Clock is ticking, 1:21 left in the second quarter. They're going to throw it long. Good coverage by Sigmund, and is it going to be caught? It's going to be caught. Unbelievable. Sigmund had the coverage, and it was tipped a couple of times, and then out of the air, Kabala brings it down. Great hands by Kabala. You can see Sigmund's got the coverage and even got bumped from behind by Kabala. In fact, that's almost pass interference because he bumped Sigmund from behind. Sigmund fell down, and then he got the deflection and took it in the end zone. But Webb City gets the touchdown, and it is now 44-6. You know, we've been down here with Republic teams that were not nearly this good, and with Webb City teams that were better. And this has turned about as lopsided a half as I have seen when we've been down here.
No, you're exactly right. We've been down here with better teams. They're not as good as teams and better Webb City teams, and the score at halftime has not been this lopsided. Still with a little over a minute left to go. First quarter looked pretty promising, but things got pretty crazy here in the second quarter.
Yeah, what's the second quarter score? I mean, what was the score at the end of one? I didn't write it down. I don't remember what the score was at the end of one, but
14-6.
So 30 points in the second quarter for Webb City. That is brutal. It bounces, and Flood's going to take it on a bounce at the 1. Out to about the 14-yard line. Good coverage again. And got a player down, and that is Holland, I think. And Holland looks like he was holding his leg. And the trainer out to talk things over. So we're going to take a break. And we will be back with more after this timeout.
Sometimes you don't know you need a doctor until you need one right away. Meet the team at Cox Health Orthopedic and Sports Injury Walk-In Clinic. Our experts can treat fractures, sprains, dislocations, and other action-related injuries in all ages. Open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5:30 with no appointment needed. Call 417-875-3800 for more information.
Mid-Missouri Bank is proud to support Republic Athletics. Bank better with Mid-Missouri Bank at our Republic location or on the go with our free mobile apps and easy online banking. Even get your Tiger Athletics Mid-Missouri Bank debit card with no wait at any of our 14 locations. Mid-Missouri Bank. Live, work, play, bank. And of course, go Tigers! Mid-Missouri Bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Well, Rich Miles, it was 14-6 at the end of the first quarter, and 30 points. That's a lot of points in one quarter.
Yes, it is, even for Webb City. And to me, the kind of the tilting point there was that touchdown that was called back on Republic. I mean, we had the opportunity there to possibly, with the 2-point conversion to tie this game up, and that long touchdown pass was called back, and that drive ended up ending in a punt. And Webb City scored really quickly and never looked back.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Rich, but typically illegal man downfield, you see that on screens or when the quarterback is scrambling around. It takes a while for the big guys to get downfield. And that play, I don't think Lucas was scrambling very much. I mean, it was a pretty quick hitter, and I don't know. I just
and the
not
thing
that it would
too,
have made a difference. But
right? And the thing too is that's kind of a judgment call, because there's kind of a little bit of wiggle room. They're allowed to be a couple yards downfield, not any more than that. But usually you don't get that call unless an offensive lineman is just blatantly downfield. We're talking, 10+ yards downfield, and I wasn't able to see the replay on that, but that is what the referee called, was illegal man downfield. And yeah, sometimes your old linemen, their back ends are to the QB. That's what they're told on blocking. Is obviously if you're facing your QB, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So sometimes they're not 100% sure if the ball has been thrown or not, and they're doing the best thing, the best they can. And in practice and most games, they know that after so many seconds, the ball's probably already been thrown. And if it is a play where they're having to kind of hold their blocks a little bit, sometimes they're not knowing that they're kind of past that invisible line that they're given there on how many yards downfield they're able to do on a pass play.
Rich, I've got a few questions about philosophy I'd like to talk about. But we'll pass on those as we –
We were just given some.
They just opened the door and they
some
brought
stats from Webb City guys.
Tim Barnes has just been rendered obsolete.
wow.
I'm going to
see how accurate.
Right, let's crumple that and throw it away.
Yeah, we should have just thrown it back in their face. Hey, we've got our own stat man.
Like that Red Sox fan that threw that home run back from the Green Monster there.
That's
just
right.
Chuck that.
All right. Well, before we go any further, want to thank Gold Medal Gyms for sponsoring our halftime show. This is where it really gets good, guys. Gold Medal Gyms is where Republic athletes build a foundation for future success. Whether it's gymnastics, cheerleading, or tumbling, young athletes learn skills that prepare them to take on virtually any sport they choose. Sign up for your free trial at their gorgeous new facility at Highway 60 and Highway M. Gold Medal Gyms, raising the bar for Republic athletics. And Central Gas Propane is a locally owned and operated propane company offering exceptional customer service when you need it most. They go the extra mile to meet their customers' needs while providing a level of service and communication that no other company can beat. Services include autofill route options, pre-buy, and level pay programs. Call today and switch and save with Central Gas Propane, 417-725-3833, or visit their website at centralgasmo.com. Black Lab Coffee is more than just amazing coffee. It's more than breakfast sandwiches and great desserts. It's the locally owned coffee shop where you can drop in, be greeted by name, and enjoy a quiet place to work or some peaceful conversation. Case and his crew are waiting behind the counter to prepare your order. All you have to do is walk in. Black Lab Coffee at 545 East Elm Street in Republic. Well, Rich Miles, I'm not even going to look at this phony stat sheet that came in from the press box next door. I'm going to wait for Tim Barnes to crunch his numbers. He provides that level of tender, loving care,
right,
that gives you the meaning behind the statistics.
And he counts every single yards for both Republic and the opponent.
That's right. But we could go over scoring while we wait for that to happen. The The scoring summary is quite long on the Webb City side. First touchdown was scored by Weathers of Webb City. It was a pitch that he took 11 yards. The point after was good, and it took only 14 seconds, and that made the score 7-0. Tigers scored just 49 seconds later on a long pass play from Lucas Hayes to Jaden Duvall. It was a 70-yard pass. Flippin's extra point attempt was blocked by Gaskell, and the score was 7-6, and that is as close as it would be the rest of the way. With 2:17 left in the first quarter, Beeson took it in on a handoff from 42 yards out. Extra point was good. That made it 14-6 Webb City. And that was it for the first quarter. 14-6 was the score after one. Second quarter, though, it got out of hand. Cade Beeson passed to Kabbalah. It was 80 yards, and it took 5 seconds on the drive. 21-6 was the score. Webb City made it 28-6 on a pitch to Parks. He ran 32 yards and got into the end zone, and that drive took only 125. I say only 125. That was by far the longest drive of the night at that point. Next drive took only 11 seconds. Henderson, a 25-yard carry, and the score was 35-6. Then the bad snap on the punt attempt went out the back of the end zone. It was a safety against Republic, 37-6. And then Beeson, a pass to Kabbalah for 35 yards. Kick by Clark was good, and that put the score at 44-6, and that is where we stand here as we watch the Webb City band perform at halftime. 44-6 Cardinals. Speechless.
Yes, there's a. I mean, the obvious is Webb City is good as they usually are. They've some of the teams that we have lost to already, they've beaten. The only game that I can think of that was close was that Branson game down in Branson, where Branson just about knocked this team off.
Rich, you're going to be living off that game
right
as a Branson
I
alum
am.
for 10 years. We're going to be here,
anyway.
We're going to be back here in 2028.
That's right.
We're going to be hearing about that one time that Branson.
That's right. But what I'm saying is, though, is this whole this conference is crazy. We've had games where they've been close, and going into it, you wouldn't think, wow, that game would be close. And you had an Ozark team that beat Carl Junction.
Yep.
Not a lot of people saw that coming. But as Coach Baldwin and anybody else who has played football, every team is beatable every Friday night. You just got to go out and play. But obviously this is going to be a huge hurdle for Republic to get through here if they want to make this game, a little bit more not so lopsided here, at least making it, a game that when you open it up, the newspaper tomorrow, the score, isn't so 44-6 as it is now. We'll start the second half off in turbo clock with Webb City being up by 35 points. And, with that said, at halftime, I've been on this situation on both sides where you're a coach and, when you're way up on a team, there isn't too much that you can really say and get discussion. And if you're way back on a team like Republic is, there's not a lot that you can really just, say that's just going to make things different here. Some of the things that you definitely will tell your team being down 44-6 is, we just got to work on the little things, the obvious things is, every single offensive play, we've got to just get, positive yards. No more offensive plays where we are, 0 or minus on the play there. No more turnovers. We've got to, obviously keep that limited. I think we've got, was it 2 turnovers, an interception, and a fumble?
Correct.
We've got to keep that to, obviously, no turnovers on the second half. Defense, even though it's lopsided, they've shown some positives here. It's just been pretty much big plays. Webb City really hasn't had to just drive down the field methodically. We've shut them down. There's been some times where our linebackers and our D linemen have gotten in Beeson's face there and made him not been able to make the throws that he feels too comfortable on. So there has been some positives, even though this score doesn't really show it.
Tim Barnes, got any positives over there you can offer us?
Well, I've got stats. I don't know if they're
right,
positive or not, but Lucas Hayes was 6 out of 12 passing for 131 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He also carried the ball 6 times for 20 yards. Lewis Wallace had 9 carries for 45 yards. Jaden Duvall had 2 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown. Cam Flood had a couple of catches for 25 yards, and Lewis Wallace had a couple of catches for 20 yards. Total yards for Republic, 186. Webb City, Kate Beeson, 3 out of 8 for 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the rushing attack is just really balanced. Kate Beeson, 9 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Henderson had 4 carries, 42 yards, and a touchdown. Devin Weathers had 4 carries, 16 yards, and a touchdown. And altogether, they had 226 yards rushing, 137 yards passing, 363 total yards.
363 total yards. So they've already got more total yards than they had. Let's see. No, I'm losing. Yeah, they do. They've got more total yards than they had last year in that 42-0 win at Republic. I was looking at those stats, getting ready, because I was getting ready to say last year, as I was looking at last year's game, getting ready for this game, Tigers ran the ball 36 times for 47 yards. So, I mean, they weren't able to move the ball at all last year against Webb City. They've done that at times. I mean, the defense for Webb City really tightened things up in that second quarter. And I'll be interested to talk to Dustin Baldwin after the game, whether that's how much of that he thinks was Webb City figuring out what it wanted to do against Republic's attack and what Republic was doing, and how much of that was Republic just stopped executing. And I suspect he'll probably say a little bit of both. Usually when something like that happens, that's the cause. I want to take a break to tell you that whether you're moving out or you just can't live with that dirty carpet one more day, call Floor Gypsy. From floor to ceiling, wall to wall, and everything in between, they get it clean. Floor Gypsy will take care of your carpets, stone tile, and grout, and they do commercial and residential cleanings. They're locally owned and operated by the father and son team and proud supporters of Republic Tiger Sports. Call them at 425-7798. Floor Gypsy. They see clean in your future. Did you know Hines Street Pharmacy will deliver prescriptions right to your door, or that they can often save you money compared to what you're paying at the big box pharmacies? Hines Street Pharmacy. Experience the hometown difference.
Third sponsors are Jessica Woods and Paige Lava. The Department of Practice continues their competition season on Saturday, performing in the Valhalla Marching Festival at Parkview High School in Springfield.
Any day's a great day to send flowers. Heaven Sent Flowers and Gifts has been your local florist in Republic since 1987, offering free local delivery. Deliver free to Republic, Billings, Clever, Springfield, that whole area. Call them at 732-1334 or go online to heavenssentflowers.com. When you're looking to buy or sell a home in Republic, you want someone who knows this market and who also knows marketing. you want the team at Sue Carter Real Estate Group. Sue's been helping families with their real estate needs here in Republic for 15 years, and she's assembled Republic's biggest and best team of real estate professionals. They're innovative, hardworking, and committed to helping you. Whether you're buying or selling, put them on your team. The Sue Carter Real Estate Group. It's about home. The gold medal gymnastics halftime show continues from Webb City, where the Cardinals lead Republic by the lopsided score of 44-6 here at halftime. And I don't know if this is what's the locker room when it's lopsided like this? Is it a tense and loud locker room, or is it a kind of methodical, educational, sit down and calmly go over what we need to do locker room? Or I guess it maybe depends on your players and what you feel like they need at the time.
You're exactly right. It is definitely situational. Each group of players every year responds differently. So the coaches, they know at this point in the season, what needs to be, what kind of needs to be the tone and the attitude in the locker room. Some players do respond a little bit better. That's kind of a little bit more louder, a little bit more intense, and then other groups are more, let's sit down and let's have a conversation in small groups where they kind of break off into their position coaches. They may start with the offense first and then defense second type of thing. But, each year's different. Each game's different. Like I said, that this is one of those where, coaching and it's lopsided and you're on the bad side of the lopsidedness. Usually you just say we're just going to kind of start over. And we're just going to get small little victories here and there. And a small little victory is, like I kind of alluded earlier, is just getting that first down for the offense. And then just kind of work your way from there and making all of your plays positive plays. No mess ups. Everybody just does their job and don't allow Webb City to have an easy touchdown by giving, by an interception or a turnover or kind of slowing up a drive that, could be going really good, and then, someone slips up and gets a penalty, and that just, ends the drive.
I mean, Republic with 177 yards of offense, that's a lot of yards in the first half offensively. The trouble is that they all came on a couple of plays, and then you had another one called back, and the defense was giving up so many big plays going the other way that Webb City had 359 or right around there unofficially. I grabbed the unofficial stats because they're standing here in front of me, but anyway, the defense was just the big plays were the killer, and so that's something obviously that they're going to have to try to address as the teams start to make their way back onto the field. Homecoming night here in Webb City. It's been a big week in Republic, sports-wise, and one of the biggest things going on was the softball team and the things that they have been doing. They are now, let's see, I got it. What did I say on the way down? 18-6, I think. 18-6 is their record, and they are, they're breaking records, school records, and there are some assaults on some state records happening as well.
And the amount of home runs that our softball girls have produced this season is just crazy.
Yeah, they are up to 32. And the amazing thing is that, like 10 days ago, I think they had 19. So they have gone on a hot streak and a real power surge, and was looking at some numbers for this upcoming issue of the magazine. 32 home runs is It's the fourth most ever in the state of Missouri by a softball team. So I don't know that they will catch the number 3 team, because I think the number 3 team is 42, and it's getting pretty late in the season, one regular season game left. Of course, they hit 5 home runs in a game against Ozark last week. That tied a school record. Julia Higgins had a grand slam, 5 RBIs last night. She's catching, of course, for the Lady Tigers. So that takes a toll on your body, and Julia Higgins has 11 home runs and 54 RBIs. The 54 RBIs ties the school record that was set by Haley Johnson back in 2008. That team went to the Final Four. And that year by Haley Johnson was by far the best offensive year in Republic history, and Julia Higgins is putting together as good a year as that one. In fact, she's got as many RBIs, even though the team has scored fewer runs. So she's tied that record. She's 1 home run behind Haley Johnson's school record of 13 homers in a season. And I think Lee Dishman texted me today. He said, did you realize I think she might be 4th all time. Let me look at my phone. I think 50 RBIs in a season individual.
We host districts, right?
Yes.
And that starts up next week, correct?
Late next week, yes. I can't remember what days they're playing. Yeah, she's 2 RBIs away from being 4th all time. So at least 2 games left. And if she has, I think they have the top 4 listed on the Misha website. And so she's 2 away from that. She's 12 away from the state record for RBIs in a season, which she's had a couple of 5 RBI games already. And the Lady Tigers certainly have the capability to win some games in the postseason. So that wouldn't be out of the question. But just an outstanding year by her. And then the 32 home runs. To have 32 home runs, and I think they've had 6 different players hit a home run, including Caitlin Ragsdale, who broke the school stolen base record last year and bats leadoff. She had never hit one out of the park until this year. She did it earlier this year and then did it again a little over a week ago, I think. So she's hit 2. And so a great season by the Lady Tigers, and as you said, gearing up for district play.
Let's see here. Clock says we are at 1 minute to kick off here to start off the second half.
I am trying to find here we go, let's see. Oh, I don't see the results from tennis districts. Republic was hosting individual tennis districts today, and I didn't get a chance to get over there. If anybody's listening and knows what happens, text me. I would love to know what happened at tennis districts. Of course, Caitlin Snyder looking to get back to state. She won her 3rd, and that's another highlight of the last week, won her 3rd consecutive COC singles championship. So a great career. And now as a senior, just about to come to a close, but
yeah, congratulations to her and that whole tennis team. They've had so much success the past handful of years, just kind of dominating the COC.
Yeah, lost a heartbreaker in the regular season to Ozark to end the season. Both teams were undefeated in the last match of the season. They played each other, came down to 1 match, and Ozark squeaked it out in a tiebreaker. So it doesn't get any closer, but Lady Tigers couldn't quite pull that one off. Ball's going to roll all the way past Cam Flood into the end zone. And the Tigers will start on their own 20-yard line to start the second half, trailing 44-6.
Well, we ended the first half with some kind of big running plays. Hopefully we can kind of keep that momentum going there. think it was 2 running plays to Wallace that were for 12-plus yards.
They're going to give it to Sigmund now, and Sigmund's got an opening and takes it out past the 25 to about the 26-yard line. Good gain on first down. Sigmund didn't really get the ball that much in the first half. 1 carry, so.
No, he didn't, and they said, switching up a couple weeks ago, two platooning. Sigmund's been more heavy on the defensive side.
To send Sigmund in motion and give it to Wallace. Doesn't have really anywhere to go.
They'll bring it up about a 3rd and 2.
Third down and 2 for the Tigers.
Fake the handoff, throw it here in the flat to Sigmund, had to wait for it, and stiff arms a man. Takes it out near the 45-yard line, so first down for the Tigers.
Ed, and great job to the offensive line. That was a really long developing pass play. Hayes was kind of checking down. He was scanning the field before he threw the ball, and he didn't have anybody's face. So good job getting your first down here in the second half. Like I said, it's the small little things, and the offensive line looked good there to start the second half.
If I am remembering your exact words from halftime correctly, you said if they get their first down, they would come back and win the game. There's a sack as they get in the backfield and knock down Hayes. I may be misremembering the details of that.
Yes, you aren't the first. I teach all day, and I have students that misremember things that I say. I've been married almost 15 years, and I have a wife that misremembers things that I say too. But let's just see if she's actually listening. Sometimes I throw things in there just to see if she is listening.
Right. Yeah, that's what I always say.
And since my phone is not exploding from her, that tells me she is not listening.
So Republic calls a timeout. Dustin Baldwin didn't like the way things were looking there, and he wants to talk things over, and so we'll take a break as well. 9:48 left to go in the third quarter. Webb City has the game well in hand, 44-6. Back with more after this.
Sometimes you don't know you need a doctor until you need one right away. Meet the team at Cox Health Orthopedic and Sports Injury Walk-In Clinic. Our experts can treat fractures, sprains, dislocations, and other action-related injuries in all ages. Open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5:30 with no appointment needed. Call 417-875-3800 for more information.
Sigmund takes the handoff on second down, has good yardage. Out past the 45 for another Republic first down. While we were away on that timeout, Rich Miles' phone rang. He had to run out of the booth, started talking frantically. Not sure what happened. I just made that up. Nothing like that happened.
That is good. That is good. Got to have a little bit of fun up here.
Hayes under pressure, gets away from it, and he's going to take it into Webb City territory up the sideline, knocked out around the 40. So a good gain by Lucas Hayes.
Yeah, just there's some times where he looks great when he turns himself into the running back, when he just tucks the ball and takes off. Sometimes he's very elusive.
And the difference between that now and that earlier in the season is the Tigers hadn't really been able to pass the ball successfully. So, I mean, they were just keying on the run. Defenses were. Sigmund takes it down near the 36. Now defenses have to respect the pass a little bit. And so when Hayes does tuck it and run it, he's got a little more room. Down to 8:19 left in the third quarter. Handoff to Wallace, bounces it to the outside, now tucks it in between a seam in the defense and takes it near a first down, almost to the 30 rather.
Yeah, those are the types of runs that we've seen Wallace do several times throughout the season. He hasn't had too many opportunities this evening, but with that said, very close to first down.
Sigmund in motion. They give it to Wallace up the middle, lowers his shoulder, runs over a man, and takes it inside the 25.
Yeah, that'd be definitely one to watch later again, as Wallace just literally ran over a Webb City defender.
First down for the Tigers from the 24-yard line.
Out of 7:15 left in the third. Fake it to Wallace, and Hayes keeps it and can't get away. Good tackle by Tanner Rogers, who came up and grabbed him around the knees and dropped him.
Tanner Rogers on the tackle. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10 from the 24.
Duval and Rackley split out wide on the near side. Ball on the far hash mark, and Flood is over there wide on the left. Wallace tries to get to the outside, can't do it, and the defense is going to come up and smother him, and a little extracurricular there after he was down. Loss of about a half a yard. 3rd down and 11 coming up for Republic.
See if Coach Baldwin calls up a pass play here.
Yard on the play, 3rd down and 11 for the 25.
Offensive line has done one of the bright spots for them this evening is on the pass play. They've done a great job pass blocking.
2-back set. Hayes is going to drop straight back under pressure and sacked.
Walker sacked on the play.
Riley Narber was back there trying to protect Hayes. He had 2 guys. He's trying to stop 2 guys from chasing him down, and he's like, guys, I can't stop both of them. So long loss takes it all the way back to the 40, and it's 4th down and 26. 5:24 left in the third. Saw a score on Twitter. It was the Seneca Mount Vernon score, and it was just a few minutes ago. I mean, probably 20 minutes ago now that I saw it. And the ball bounces out of bounds inside the 20. It'll be Webb City's ball around the 18. And I bring that up not because it's a score that we usually would be interested in, but on the way down there was a really bad crash on I-44. We sat in traffic going west for about 15 minutes, and it was backed up for miles coming east, which is where the wreck had happened. And the Seneca bus, I think it was Seneca, right?
Yes, it was.
A couple of Seneca buses were sitting in that traffic, and at the time, we said there is no way that game is starting on time because of how far back they were, and so it sounds like they probably did have a late start because that game was just to the end of the first quarter a few minutes ago. We're already deep in the third, 4:13 and ticking as Webb City runs it on first down, gains about 5. Chance for another big play. Bouncing it to the outside. And that is Sergio Perez, a sophomore, in there now for Webb City. And part of what I've always said, one of the things that makes Webb City so good now is that their sophomores are all getting to play varsity for at least a quarter every Friday night. They get to be juniors. They've already played as much varsity football as a lot of guys play their whole careers at other schools. The pitch coming to the near side, and good tackle there by Jaden Duvall to bring down Weathers.
Yeah, bringing that up, Coach Roderick, he's known for, in the second half, kind of calling the dogs off just a little bit whenever the game becomes a little bit lopsided. He's a guy that of good character here at Webb City, and he's not known for just keep running up the score late in the second half. He's a guy who'll start, like you said, who will start to in the third and especially in the fourth quarter, he'll start to rotate some guys in. And like you had mentioned, that's one of the reasons why Webb City's so good is they've got a lot of JV guys that have a lot of Friday night experience.
They're going to measure for the first down, and so we will pause to tell you that Hetty Barbecue Company is home to great barbecue, including the famous Pig Nasty Sandwich. Also home to the Mid-Missouri Bank Repmo Football Show every Wednesday night. Go in and check them out or call them for takeout at 732-4BBQ. State Farm Insurance is there anytime, anywhere you need it with helpful advice and award-winning service. In Republic, call Chris Yoakum at 732-1463 or go online at chrisyoakum.com and get to a better state. And whether you have a hole in your roof or you're missing a single shingle, you know who to call in Republic. It's Mike Mansker and the team at Absolute Roofing. Give them a call at 869-0444 or find them online at absoluteroofers.com. The pitch to the outside, and running room, and outrunning Duvall and Cody, and going to the end zone is Weathers. Another touchdown for Webb City makes it 50-6.
Holding on Webb City, so that touchdown is going to come back. The flag was thrown downfield.
That's 2 Webb City scores they've called back.
Yeah. So, work for that. Could be 51, 58 to 13.
I think they went in and scored on.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So they mark it off, but the penalty, like you said, happened downfield. It happened so far downfield that it's redo the down. It's first down and 4.
Yeah, they gained 6 yards.
So, how do you count that? Statistician Tim Barnes, is that a?
That's a 6-yard pass instead of a 44-yard pass.
Okay. And they come to the near side. Duvall with the tackle. Duvall still playing hard down there. And
that was just a counter play by Webb City. Webb City hasn't done the counter play too many times, but every time they've ran that counter, they've gotten just big chunks on the ground.
First down for the Cardinals from 25.
Down to 36 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Time ticking away quickly with the continuous clock. With that 44-6 lead. Pitch it, and hit made in the backfield by Tomasoff, I think is who got down there.
Yeah, it was Tyler.
Gets into the backfield, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter with the score, Webb City 44, Republic 6.
We score Cardinals 44, Republic Tigers 6.
So we're going to take a break and be back after this.
Mid-Missouri Bank is proud to support Republic Athletics. Bank better with Mid-Missouri Bank at our Republic location or on the go with our free mobile apps and easy online banking. Even get your Tiger Athletics Mid-Missouri Bank debit card with no wait at any of our 14 locations. Mid-Missouri Bank. Live, work, play, bank. And of course, go Tigers! Mid-Missouri Bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Hey now, Cracker Jack Shack, Cracker Jack Shack, we've got your back. Hey now, Cracker Jack Shack, custom t-shirts, polos and caps. Cracker Jack Shack, we've got your back. Printing and stitching, hey, that's our knack. Coffee mugs, pins, frisbees and more. Cracker Jack Shack, your promotional store. Creative ideas, and that's a fact. Always on time and right on track. Cracker Jack Shack, we've got your back. Cracker Jack Shack.
False start by Webb City to start the fourth quarter.
So the Tigers have Webb City in a 2nd and 17 now. Cardinals already leading 44-6. We're just ready to get underway here in the fourth quarter. And pitch it to Weathers. Takes it inside the 25, down near the 20. Where are they going to mark it? On the 21, I think. Nope, they're going to put it back on the 24. I was looking at the wrong official.
Man, I see Riley Sigmund's limping off the field now.
Yeah, Tigers look like they've gotten a little banged up tonight. Of course, Hulland is out. He left the field in the first half. Weathers again. Patiently picks his way forward for a gain of maybe 1. That brings up 4th down.
And going back to last week, Kyle Bauer, he's not out there. So he's an interior lineman that has definitely contributed quite a bit to this season.
And on 4th and 7, Webb City's going to go for it here. Tight formation. They're going to roll and throw, and it's picked off by Duvall as he stepped in front of the pass from Cole Gaiman, who's in there quarterback for Webb City. And interception for Duvall. So Tigers get their first interception of the night.
They'll take over first down from the 28.
And with 10:15 remaining, we'll go the other way. When you need a plumber, you usually need one fast. But you also want one who'll do the job right. In the Republic area, that's Far Better Plumbing. Whether it's residential, commercial, or you need excavation, call Far Better and let them take away the stress of your plumbing problem. Call them at 864-8703 or find them online at farbetterplumbing.com. Hayes keeps it, runs it outside the 35, hit, spins, and dropped short of the first down, just barely. Good gain on first down by the Tigers. 9:33 remaining.
Second and 2 from the 37.
Like as a direct snap to Wallace there, took it off the right-hand side there, was able to pick up the first down. Getting the ball close to the 45-yard line. It's going to be between the 44 and 45-yard line.
Hayes takes it into Webb City territory all the way down to the 32-yard line before he's dragged down from behind.
There was a real quick fake to Wallace there. Wallace went to the right. Hayes kept the ball, went out the opposite way to the left. The huge hole over there. Good job of the offensive line. Big gain here for the first down.
First and 10 for the Cardinal 32.
Flood split out wide on the sideline over here on the near side, and Wallace takes it down inside the 25. Another good gain of about 8. Every insurance company hopes you drive safely, but Allstate actually helps you drive safely with DriveWise. It lets you know when you go too fast and brake too hard with feedback to help you drive safer, giving you the power to actually lower your cost. Contact Republic agent Jesse Pritchett to learn more. That's Allstate agent Jesse Pritchett in Republic. Wallace gets away from a man, has an opening into the secondary and into the end zone. Touchdown, Lewis Wallace. One man missed his tackle. And there he went. Just stepped to the outside. Good block there to free him up and into the end zone. And now the Tigers will try to tack on the extra point. It is 44-12 now. Last one was blocked, and that one is, I don't know if that was a bad snap, but not going to turn into anything good for the Tigers. Jared Hughes tried to pick it up and run with it, had nowhere to go, and so both extra points missed by the Tigers, and it's 44-12 with 7:23 remaining in the game. Destiny Church wants to create a revolution through serving, and part of that is recognizing student athletes who are getting out in the community and making a difference. It's a feature called Servolution in Republic Tiger Sports Magazine. If you know a student athlete who's making a difference in the community by volunteering, email me, david@republictigersports.com. Let me know about them, and they may be featured in a future issue of the magazine. Farmers Insurance has been providing quality, affordable insurance since 1928. In Republic, Farmers agent Nathan Dixon has a game plan for all your insurance needs, and teachers ask about Farmers Education Discount. That's Farmers agent Nathan Dixon. Call him at 732-2900. It's easier than ever to get your Rocco's Pizza fix. Place your order on their website at roccositaliankitchen.net or call them with one tap inside the Republic Tiger Sports mobile app. Don't forget dessert, because now they are serving homemade ice cream prepared right on site. Rocco's Italian Kitchen, pizza, pasta, perfection. Tigers line up to kick it off. Trailing 44-12 midway through the fourth quarter. This will go in a hurry with the clock running. Or is it? No, it's not running anymore continuously. Down under 35 points. And tackle made from kind of both sides.
Flag.
Up. Isaiah Samudio was in there and didn't catch the second player. Southern Sun Electric is a proud sponsor of the Classroom Spotlight. They encourage student athletes not to settle for just good enough on the field, on the court, or in the classroom. Keep pushing yourself to higher levels and go rep mode from Southern Sun Electric. Holding against Webb City will push them back, and they'll start on the 22. Running back has the ball. They were still trying to tackle the quarterback back there, and then they realized he didn't have it. Peltz is in there, Vizio in there, Gold to make the stop for Republic, a gain of about 3 for the Cardinals. Vision Health Eye Center, outstanding eye care, exceptional eyewear. From glasses, prescriptions, and contact lens fittings to emergency eye care, they help your family see, feel, and look better than they ever have before. Check them out online at visionhealtheyecenter.com. And Duval makes the tackle on that play. Gain of 2. Nope, Evan Smith gets credit for the tackle. I thought it was Duval.
Brings up 3rd down and 6.
Since 1986, Yoakum Automotive has been the hometown auto repair shop you can trust. And their new customer communication system lets their mechanics show you exactly what's wrong with your car before you sign off and before the repairs are made. That means you get back on the road even faster. Good second effort is going to pick up a first down for the Cardinals. Schedule an appointment online with Yoakum Automotive at yoakumautomotive.com.
First down on the play for the Cardinals.
Down to 5:53 left in the game. Kids are going to get a few extra minutes to dance at homecoming tonight with this early finish. Spinning off of a tackle is Sergio Perez, the sophomore running back. Good pickup on first. Here's a touchdown for your family budget. Combine your home and auto insurance and save money with State Farm agent Sarah Rader. Call her at 732-1414 or find her online at sarahrader.com. That's State Farm agent Sarah Rader, 732-1414. Clock ticks down below 5. Started to say that the clock slowly clicked down below 5, but it's not ticking any more slowly than usual. Just feels like it. Sergio Perez came one way and reversed field, went back the other. Good pickup by him. Where the defense tracked him down in Tiger territory, down at the 38. First and 10 for Webb City. Take it up the middle for a gain of about 2. Gold Medal Gyms is where Republic athletes build a foundation for future success. Whether it's gymnastics, cheerleading, or tumbling, young athletes learn skills that prepare them to take on virtually any sport they choose. Sign up for your free trial at their gorgeous new facility at Highway 60 and Highway M. Gold Medal Gyms, raising the bar for Republic athletics. Quarterback keeper, and a flag comes in late. That's a hold. That official threw the flag after the play was over, so I thought maybe it was going to be a personal foul, but no, I guess, can you hold after the whistle? Wouldn't let him get back to the huddle. Don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was stuck in his pocket. So they march it off. And while they do, we'll tell you that Central Gas Propane is a locally owned and operated propane company offering exceptional customer service when you need it most. They go the extra mile to meet our customers' needs while providing a level of service and communication that no other company can beat. Services include auto-fill route options, pre-buy, and level pay programs. Call today to switch and save with Central Gas Propane at 417-725-3833 or visit their website at centralgasmo.com. Black Lab Coffee is more than just amazing coffee, more than breakfast sandwiches and great desserts. It's the locally owned coffee shop where you can drop in, be greeted by name, and enjoy a quiet place to work or some peaceful conversation. Case and his crew are waiting behind the counter to prepare your order. All you have to do is walk in. Black Lab Coffee, at 545 East Elm Street in Republic. And whether you're moving out or you just can't live with that dirty carpet one more day, call Floor Gypsy. From floor to ceiling, wall to wall, and everything in between, they get it clean. Floor Gypsy will take care of your carpets, stone, tile, and grout, and they do commercial and residential cleanings. They're locally owned and operated by a father and son team and proud supporters of Republic Tiger Sports. Call them at 425-7798. Floor Gypsy. They see clean in your future. And ball down to about the 41 before the Tiger defense pushes them back. That was Parks with the carry. Now to 3:20 left in the game. If you wonder why I'm reading so many commercials, just for the home viewer, when we've got a running clock, all our commercial breaks are shot, so we got to get through those puppies. But I think we got through them. With 3 minutes to spare, guys. All right, Rich, what were you going to say? Was it insightful?
Yes.
I'm sure.
But it's lost now, so.
All right, well, complete pass, Evan Smith with the stop. If you missed it, if you just tuned in, we established earlier that Rich Miles is a genius.
Yes, most people who have met me know that by now, but. With
Tiger
that,
slow to get up and walk off. That's Casey Peltz kind of stumbles over to the sideline. Even maybe he got a wind knocked out. I'll shut up.
Even though we are getting towards the end of the game here, Coach Roderick on the Webb City side, he's still coaching hard, and Coach Baldwin over there is still coaching hard, even though it's a lopsided game. Shows the character of both coaches that they're gonna coach their team with intensity all the way up to the last second.
Pitch to the outside, running room to the 20, 10, and another touchdown for the Cardinals. Kane Parks, sophomore running back, 6 foot 175, makes it 50-12. With Zach White getting married and being gone, we're all doing different jobs from what we normally do, and I'm in charge of the scoreboard updates up there in the corner of the screen if you're watching, which is why it was wrong earlier, but I've gotten plenty of practice since the start of the second quarter. 50-12, and the kick is good. 51-12. So Sergio Perez not worn out by all the runs earlier. He kicks it through. And with 2:02 left, Webb City tacks another one on. Mentioned that Casey Peltz went off earlier, and it looked to me like he either had a cramp or had the wind knocked out of him. He got over to the sideline. He was moving slow, but he got over there under his own power. And it's still pretty warm. There's a little breeze, but it's a warm night and humid. I'm kind of surprised we haven't had more players cramping up.
You're right, and to me, I think this may be the first game where we haven't seen that mandatory water break.
Yeah, I mean, week 7, normally you would think it would cooled off by now.
Right.
Week 8 will be back in Republic. Carthage comes to town. So they will visit Republic's new stadium a year after Republic visited their new stadium. The two newest stadiums in the COC. And I have to say, I admit I'm biased. I think Republic's looks a little nicer. Sigmund behind the wedge, takes it out past the 30, just sort of put his hand on the back of the blockers in front of him and took it upfield. So 148 and the clock ticking as the Tigers will take it one last time.
Yeah, and that was also a positive there, having Sigmund running that back. He looked good because earlier in the game, or this quarter, he went off the field limping. So it's good to see him back there running at full speed.
Short gain on first down for the Tigers, 1:15 left. Well, again, this game got out of hand in a hurry. The first quarter was competitive, and I know that happens where maybe the first few minutes of a game will be more competitive than they should be, but it went really far south really fast. And into the game for the Tigers, that was Bryce Clark, sophomore running back, who took that handoff. Number 18. Gain of 2. Third and 8, 33 seconds left. They'll run one more play. 4 wide receivers. Over the middle, and it is through the hands of the intended receiver, London Stotts. That stops the clock. 18 seconds left, and now it's 4th and 8. Tigers.
Didn't stop the clock.
No, it doesn't stop the clock. That's right. Yeah, forgot about that little detail. That last touchdown caused the clock to continue running, and we come to the end of the game, and that's where it ends. 51-22, the final. Webb City blows out Republic. We're going to take one last break and be back with more after this timeout.
When it's all about the journey, your choice is the new 2018 Chevy Equinox. And right now, Pettiger Chevrolet has 15% off every new 2018 Chevy Equinox in stock. Or choose 0% financing for 60 months plus $500 cash back. Choose a new 2018 Chevy Equinox at Pettiger Chevrolet and get 15% off. Explore every corner with the new 2018 Chevy Trax, priced as low as $19,540. View the selection and find new roads in Republic or online at PettigerChevrolet.com.
Well, Rich Miles, that did not go as Republic hoped it would. 51-12 the final, and Webb City got away from the Tigers in the second quarter and never looked back. And they end up winning by 39, if my math is right.
And this is a game that you won't spend a lot of time reviewing over the weekend. There isn't going to be too much positives that you can get out of this. So I know when we were coaching and we'd have the occasional lopsided game that we were on the wrong side of, we'd kind of run through game film real quick and then just kind of put that one to rest and start preparing for next week. And like you'd said, we're back home versus Carthage. Schedule doesn't get any easier. Carthage is definitely a very fast and athletic team, as they've been in the past pretty much 10 years. So that'll be another tough opponent for the Republic Tigers.
Republic played Webb City close for a quarter. It was 14-6. And there were times when Republic looked like they might tie it, and in fact had a touchdown that was called back because of a penalty, because of an illegal man downfield. And that would have tied the game, would have brought them within 2 at 14-12 at that point, but had an opportunity to tie it with a 2-point conversion. But then from that point on, Webb City just dominated. And now the homecoming faithful are down there enjoying, singing the alma mater as the band plays. And you can see the Tigers in their huddle down on the field at midfield. And they'll break the huddle and head to the locker room and take the long ride back to Republic. Once again, the final score tonight, 51-12. For statistician Tim Barnes, camera operator Matty Hall, sideline photographer Tim Brazil, and Rich Miles, I'm David Brazil. Thanks for watching Republic Tiger Football on Republic Tiger Sports.